gonna keep that blade on.
While you try to measure, I just do it for the pleasure. We were waiting at your leisure. They should thank you for your gesture. Thank God I'm getting closer. Kings laughing at the jester. I ain't no joker. I'm not dead like Heath Ledger. I'm still here like Joaquin. One of few and far between.
Alright, and whoop whoop. Welcome back to LHRPG. We're not doing a game diary. Today I'm actually sat down with the one and only fucking Humble Among, because he has graciously agreed to let me interview him.
Yeah.
This is fucking awesome. I'm like a huge fucking fan, dude. Like, I've been watching your shit for a couple of years now.
Thank you. Thank you for watching and all the support, man. You're always in the chats, doing the super chats, gifting memberships and shit. All that shit is really appreciated. That's the kind of stuff that makes me able to do what I do, man. So it really is appreciated. It does not go unnoticed. Trust me. That shit. And you find the link somehow before anyone. Can you tell, before we even start the interview, I'm going to interview you. How the hell do you find the link so fast?
See, it's a running joke at the house. She calls me a humble stalker.
That's okay. I got a couple of those.
Basically, I'll be going through Facebook, and when I see that you're setting the shit up, I go on YouTube.
And does it show up there?
It shows up in your Habs playlist.
Oh, the dang playlist. That's how. That's how, because I do add it to the playlist when I click that.
I started like a hangout party in that bitch.
Yeah. So. Well, you kind of made it a thing because while I'll be setting it up, I would see you in there with the first comment like every damn time, and it's usually me dropping the first comment with the test.
Yeah. Just
to see if it shows up on the open broadcast system there, and so. I kind of started promoting the link a little bit earlier because I realized, oh shit, we can maybe have the chat popping a little bit before we even start rolling because you would be in there so damn early. So you definitely inspired that promotional tactic, I guess you can call it.
Yeah, he'll come up and he'll be like, Humble's going live. And I'm like, okay, go ahead.
Like, I was kind of late coming. I think you were on... 46 or 47 on Habs when I came in.
Damn, dog.
And then since then, I've gone back and watched like every single one.
So you've
seen the purely speculation.
You've seen the growth of that shit too. Then, because like first Habs, I think I'm still essentially breaking down ICP streams for a good chunk of it in some of those early episodes, if I remember correctly. I haven't even seen some of them, honestly, bro.
Yeah.
Some of my episodes I've never even watched after I like live stream them. It's very rare that I've like revisited any of them. I've actually been curious about going back and watching some of them just to like maybe pull funny clips or something because I know there's like a lot of like shit that's happened in the show that I'm like, fuck, I should like pull a clip from that. Like some of those unboxings and shit that like could exist as their own thing, but for whatever reason I'm only one man, so it's really hard to do all this shit. But yeah, I definitely should go back. I'm just like kind of thinking out loud now at this point. Continue the interview.
Well, speaking of that, let me go back into here. And what actually made you want to start doing YouTube videos?
Well, I wanted to do YouTube videos for years. If you look at my YouTube channel, it's quite old. And like some of the stuff on there, I don't even know if I still have it up there. My first YouTube video I ever posted was a video game glitch from South Park Stick of Truth. That was a never-ending Cartman farting.
I got that game.
So that was my first ever YouTube video, and I just posted it there because I'm like, I don't know, that was a funny glitch to me, so I filmed it and posted it. After that, I didn't really do much with the channel. I was doing music then, so I did a couple of music videos that I would put on the channel. And it wasn't until I kind of got a better iPhone with better video quality that I was like, you know what, I'm going to just start filming some stuff. And so I started filming, going to some of the rap shows that I was doing, and started vlogging, kind of. While I was doing that vlogging shit, I was like pretty deep into my alcoholism. And like some of that's really evident if you go back. I think all those old vlogs are up, by the way. If you go back and watch some of that shit, it's pretty evident I'm pretty deep into my alcoholism. And you can hear it, me slurring in some of my talking and shit. But also at that same time, I'm at like some of my darkest moments really at that time of my life. And I'm also kind of rediscovering ICP and like Ouija Max coming on the scene at this point, and like it made me kind of look at the Juggalo world. And I was out of the Juggalo world at that point. It made me look at the Juggalo world in like a nostalgic way of me being like, man, I want to listen to these old albums and shit. And I went to my first ICP show, and I was like, saw the Fago fly, and I'm like, fuck, man, I think I have to go to the Gathering. And so that evolved into me doing the vlogging at the same time. I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to the Gathering. I'm going to vlog that experience. Because I've been a fan of these guys, or I was a fan of these guys for so long. And, like, I think it would be interesting for, like, after 20 years, I finally get a chance to go to the Gathering. Because I wanted to go to the first Gathering. I was too young. I was like 14 when the first Gathering was going on. So I couldn't get on a bus as a 14-year-old. My dad was never going to let me fucking do that. He certainly was never going to, like, bring me or anything like that. He didn't give a fuck about me enough to do something like that. So, I mean, I went there. I did the vlog. I turned it into a documentary because I filmed so much stuff. That blew the fuck up on YouTube. That went crazy. It's called Shimmer Forest, if you've never seen it. That's my first piece of Juggalo YouTube content ever. And I didn't upload anything before that. That was Juggalo related. That went crazy just because people were sharing it. People would see themselves in it and be like, yo, I'm in this. Look at this. This is really cool. Or people would be like, hey, I didn't get to go this year. Thank you for posting this. And it went crazy. And, you know, also there's the outsider curiosity, which, honestly, I mean, I kind of was an outsider to the scene at that point, in a way. So, I mean, I knew it from back in the day, but I'd never been to very many ICP shows, only one at that point.
Right.
My second ICP show was at the Gathering of the Juggalos.
Oh, shit.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, so after that, I wasn't doing a lot of Juggalo regular content. Live streaming wasn't really popping as much in 2019. It's really 2020 happens. 2019 being my first Gathering, by the way. It's really when 2020 happens and COVID hits, my alcoholism gets worse, I get sober, and I start wanting to do a bunch of stuff that I wasn't doing while I was getting drunk, basically. One of those things being doing more YouTube content. I tried, I think I was still drinking when I did those. There's like a very early on, The Humble Among show that I did like only 2 episodes of, which is an early incarnation. If you go watch those, it's halves. It's basically halves. It's stuff that I was into at the time that I'm talking about, but it's more centered along the lines of the local hip-hop scene at the time, because I was more trying to get going in the local hip-hop scene, but none of those motherfuckers would give me a chance because I was too nerdy or too horror-themed, and then too Juggalo, and then, you know, I'm always too one thing or the other, so they wouldn't give me a chance. It's only Juggalos, by the way, who's ever given me a chance. Only Juggalos have ever given me a chance. That's why I love this community so much, because after I started doing regular stuff with Juggalo YouTube, which, by the way, to answer your question in a really long way, I really started streaming and doing that kind of stuff from just watching ICP's Patreons. And I would be just nerding out, and like, no one will be talking about some of the stuff that I'm just sitting there noticing.
Right.
And like, I post about it, and people go, what are you even talking about? So I did videos pre-recorded at first where I break down some of the Patreon streams, just like, here's what happened, these are the things that I noticed. And because I'm like, I think people would find interest in that. Then I just started live streaming it because editing them took too long. Then that evolved into, I'm just going to talk about Juggalo news and all of the stuff that I find interesting. There's one podcast in particular that's really, really influential to me. It's called, Get Up On This. Long defunct podcast, but basically the function of Get Up On This was to tell you, the listener, about 3 or 4 really cool things that the host liked. It was this guy, Jensen Karp, that did the show. And I always got dope shit from listening to this podcast. I learned about Fat Nick and Pooya from this podcast. I think I learned about Danny Brown from this podcast. Like,
Mm.
bunch of movies that some of my favorite movies I've ever seen from this podcast. So that concept of just putting people on cool shit always was something I wanted to do, because I always I'm into weird shit that I want to share that shit. Like, hey, check this out. So that's a big part of Habs now, is like the whole me just telling you about something cool that I saw that I like, that maybe you would like it if we have a similar way of thinking. If you like these things, you might like this thing. So that's a big part of Habs too. But really it just evolved out of seeing weird shit in the Juggalo culture that I noticed that I felt like other people didn't notice. And that's what Habs kind of still is now. It really is. I mean, it's changed a lot. We talk about a lot more diverse stuff these days. But it's really the same thing. It's really the same thing.
That's what I was going to say. I've noticed that you're like one of the only Juggalo YouTubers that talks about things that are not
Juggalo related. Or to me, all of those things are Juggalo related, but just to me, because I'm a Juggalo.
Right.
But to me, it's ridiculous to just talk about only things in the Juggalo world, because the Juggalos are into more stuff than just the Juggalo world. There's more than Juggalo artists that come to the gathering.
Mm-hmm.
So, to me, there's a bit of a crossover. There's Juggalo-friendly ideas and media that I think you can talk about, and I mean that's why I do it, because it goes back to that whole I just want to put people up on shit, show people cool shit. Yeah,
what was the hardest part about starting your music career?
Starting it, I mean, really starting it was just I started it just from getting a computer.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could call that. Really, for years, I wasn't trying to make making music a career. It was always something fun and silly for me to do.
It's too late for
a career. It's really not a career now, if I'm being honest. It's a fun side hustle. It's not even a hustle. I barely make money. I don't make money off of music. No, not at all. I all of my resources that go into making music, the buying the beats, the mixing the mastering, the buying the artwork, paying for DistroKid, making CDs that may or may not sell at all. All of that shit is resources that have to come out of my pocket for it to exist.
Yeah.
That adds up. That adds up quite a bit. I lose money on everything I release. Everything I release. Acetone said this recently on a live stream, and I was like, fucking A right, man. He said, we pay money to make sure art exists. We, the artists. We at this point, I think a lot of us in the scene, we're making art because we want to see it exist. I know that's definitely true for me. The art I make it because I know no one else is going to make it, and I want to see it in the world. Everything, the YouTube videos I do, the music I do, all of that shit exists because I feel like it should exist, because I feel like I'm the only one who can do it. That's basically a lot of what my focus goes to with that shit, for sure. So the biggest challenge is trying to make money.
It's honest.
Very challenging.
Bit of a personal one now. How'd you and Emily meet?
Tinder.
Really?
I lived in Ohio.
I was at the gathering of the Juggalos, right? I was trying to get my dick wet, so I didn't get any action from any Juggalettes. So I was on Tinder last day of the gathering. Sunday, actually, the gathering's already over, and I'm like on Tinder like late at night, and I matched with her, and we started messaging, and it's like 3 a.m, and like I'm like kind of falling asleep, taking little cat naps, but I'm like waking up and checking, and like she's sending more messages, and I don't know, there was something like kind of cool there with just the chemistry of the messages. And I'm packing up, still sending messages. I'm taking a shower, still sending messages. I'm loading up my car, still sending messages. I'm about to leave the hotel. I'm about to go and check out, still sending messages. And it gets to the point where I'm literally in my car and I'm about to drive away. And I'm like, And we had like almost been like, I had basically told her like, I'm about to leave. I'm sorry. I really would like to hang out, but I'm sorry. I'm like, you know what? I think I gotta go and meet this girl. So I was like, looked at my time. I'm like, how far are you? She's like 15 minutes away. I'm looking at how much time I got left. I'm like, I can make this work. So I went, I got her, and we instantly, like, she got in the car and we started a conversation that we didn't know was going already, if that makes sense. Like, it was like we picked up a conversation that was already, it was weird. You know what I mean? She got in the car and we just started talking.
Yeah.
And the whole ride back to the hotel was just talking, relating on stuff. Found out we like corn a lot. Like, so it was just like, yeah, like the similarities were a lot there. And, you know, we get to the hotel room, we hook up a little bit. We cuddle a lot a bit. And like, I didn't want to leave. And like, I had to go back to Vermont. She had to stay in Ohio. So I had to leave my hotel room and bring her back. And like, yeah, it was kind of bittersweet because like, I had to go back and like leave her here. So that was how we met.
Yeah.
That was how we met. And it became more intense. I mean, it was basically just like a random hookup.
Yeah.
But it became more intense as we like talked more. Because I think she thought, I mean, you said this before, you thought I was not going to ever hit you up again.
Yeah, he's like, I'll text you when I get home, and I was like, whatever.
And then because I was driving for 12 hours, she was like,
yeah,
he's not texting me, he don't care.
Yeah.
But I don't text and drive. I just don't do that. So I maybe texted her like when I stopped 4 hours later.
Yeah.
And then like, so she's like, oh, well, he did send me a text.
Yeah. Fine.
And it's like another 4 hours, I'll send her another text. And then like, as soon as I got home, it was just like a bunch of fucking texts. Like, we just kept talking.
Yeah.
And yeah, we ended up meeting again. But we can keep going with that story. You know? That was how we met, though.
All right. Let's see. Who is your biggest musical inspiration?
Insane Clown Posse.
I knew it. That's everyone.
And Eminem.
Easy.
If I'm being honest, it is Eminem. Eminem has just as much influence on me as ICP. It's an Eminem song that ultimately made me want to write a rap song. Brain Damage made me want to write a rap song, for sure. But ICP I was already completely obsessed with ICP and their storytelling. And Brain Damage was the same thing to me. Brain Damage was the same kind of storytelling. And I'm like, shit, you can do so much with rap music that a lot of people don't do. So I was like, fuck, I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to play around with this. So yeah, that's definitely ICP though. The ICP and Korn, I'll give credit to Korn too, because definitely like the raw emotional stuff of Korn like influences the stuff that I want to put out into the world. So yeah, ICP, Korn, Eminem.
The next one is, what is your favorite memory from any Juggalo event?
One memory?
Yep.
Oh, that's tough. Getting to play The Gathering last year.
Yeah, and I missed that shit. I had to watch it on YouTube.
Oh, that sucks. You missed
I was so sad.
I'm sorry you missed it, bro. It was a big deal for me, though. But yeah, literally, it's got to be that because that was the most magical moment. It still feels dreamlike to me.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel real. But looking out into that crowd and seeing all those faces of people who have been there like the entire time and shit, and like people that I didn't expect to be there who pulled up, like that I respect. Like seeing like people like King Zab in the fucking crowd, talking to Frankie Goldie afterwards and realizing Frankie woke up out of a hungover sleep to come and fucking watch me.
Damn.
What the fuck? Like that kind of shit like blew my mind. Strife pulling up like out of a movie to film the shit. Yeah, it still doesn't feel real. That's the most magical moment. There's plenty of other magical moments. Watching Fago Armageddon every time is magic to me. You know what I mean? Especially at the Gathering, watching all those people up there, all the soda flying, and you can see it in the lights. That's magic to me.
Our first gathering we went to together, I got a black eye from a
Fago, a loose Fago?
Yeah.
A rogue Fago?
I was like, the clown's hit me in the face. It's great.
That's a badge of honor.
It is. I lied. I got two more.
Let's go. Run them.
All right.
Till the battery fucking runs out.
This one is one that everyone asks always, and I've actually heard you ask quite a few times in your
Yeah, I
documentary.
think I know which one you're going with.
What does being a juggalo mean to you?
Being a juggalo, I love that you asked this question, by the way, because no one hardly ever asked me this.
Really?
Being a juggalo to me means being a fresh, original, funny individual who doesn't necessarily give a fuck about society's norms, because they aren't society's norms. Someone who is fresh in despite of maybe some of their circumstances. Someone who can shine through the darkness. Someone, just a dope motherfucker, you know? Just someone who, oh man, I don't know. Just someone who goes against the grain at the end of the day. Someone who can go against the grain and almost mock society just by existing. Just simply existing as a juggalo sometimes is a fuck you to the normies. So to me, that's a juggalo. That's what being a juggalo means to me. It's a big fuck you to society and what they deem to be normal. Because what is normal? My normal is having green fucking hair. That might not be normal to anyone else, but that's my normal.
Having almost no
Yeah,
hair.
well, you got a mohawk. There's some hair there. All right, you got more? You got more? I see some more questions there. Let's go until the battery runs out, baby.
All right. What originally drew you to the carnival?
Originally,
like before you took a break and then come back. What's the first time you were like that's
hearing
great?
them, definitely hearing them and realizing the power of what they can do with their music. ICP is somehow everything that I want in entertainment all in one. Their horror, their comedy, their pro wrestling. They're oddly political without even realizing they're political sometimes. Yeah, the messages, there's so much there, you know what I mean? And really, like, the carnival itself speaking to me only came later, though. That came when I came back. The carnival actually speaking to me is something that happened after I came back. That's when I actually had a relationship with the carnival, and actually, I feel like the carnival sends me messages sometimes, and I feel like I've called myself this before. I feel like I'm a carnival barker. That's basically everything I do. I'm basically the guy outside the carnival being like, come on in, folks. We got freaks, we got sideshows, we got weirdos, we got everything in here at the carnival. I feel like that's my job. I feel like that's what I am. So yeah.
I'm just putting it out there. That's such a Violent J response.
Yeah. Hey, I'll take it. That's a compliment to me.
Where do you hope to be in 5 years?
Rich as fuck, retired from my day job,
Me too.
sitting back, relaxing outside by the pool, shooting some beat. Wait, I'm mixing up my rhymes. So, I would love to be retired from my day job. That would be fucking amazing. Where do I actually see myself in 5 years, though? Probably close to retiring from my day job. Really close. But still probably working and feeling like I still have to work because I'm not comfortable enough yet to pull the trigger on quitting. But being really close. And if it goes the way I hope it goes, I will be fucking retired from my day job in 5 years. That would be like the ultimate goal. I got a lot of work to do, though, to make that happen. There's a lot of work to do. Because like I said, man, I make enough money to pay some of the gas to come out here for my YouTube check. But yeah, I hardly make any money off of YouTube with that YouTube shit. Like, it'll pay for the gas. This month's will pay for the gas to come and go home. But at the end of the day, bro, that's a blessing to me because it's like I got something that'll pay for the gas. You know what I mean? That's one less thing I have to worry about because I'm coming out here no matter what. I had my brakes replaced and a fucking new wheel bearing put on my car before I came out here because I fucked up and had an accident with my car, and like, not a serious accident, a dumb accident. And I wasn't comfortable driving out here with my car like that, so I had to drop A lot more money than I was really trying to drop before coming out here, and that still wasn't going to stop me from coming out here. Because even if I fucked my car up and I had to rent a fucking car to come out here and spend that even more money to do that I really can't afford to spend.
We had to do that the year we went to the gathering.
Yeah,
Last
I
year.
mean that's the way it be.
We
Stuff will
wrecked
happen.
on the way to the
You
gathering.
wrecked on the way.
And we
Totaled
totaled
the
our
car.
car.
That fucking sucks.
Yeah, passed out driving at like 7 a.m.
Oh my god! See, that's my nightmares.
Yeah.
Pushing myself too hard one of these times driving, and
I hate
because I've come close. I've come close to doing that exact thing.
This is actually my anniversary.
I'm glad you guys are okay. By the way,
Thank you.
Jesus fucking Christ.
She got the tickets for this weekend as an anniversary gift for me last summer. So that was awesome. So everything like was paid for. All we had to do is make sure we had gas money and
Come
food
out here and shit.
like that.
Yeah,
When are you supposed to be dropping a new track, homie?
that's a good question,
That's
man.
what I'm waiting on.
I don't really have anything in the works. I'm trying to think if there's a collab that's coming out. There's definitely collaborations that are coming out. Right now, I'm working on music. I don't really have anything planned. There's probably music video stuff that's going to happen before, like, of older stuff that I've already released. There'll probably be visuals.
I
That
want
we
a video
actually
for
have.
another dimension.
That would be awesome.
That would.
That's something we might be trying to do this weekend. That's one of them. But I might do a clip video from some gathering footage for another dimension video. I definitely want to do one for that. But yeah, I have songs I'm recording, but just nothing's really done. My plan for this year is dropping producer specific EPs all year long. That's kind of the plan. I want to do. We have one with Kosuke. That's definitely probably going to be first because Another Dimension and Lake City Quiet Pills and a couple of the other songs we've been working on. That's already like I'm building that EP. So I'm going to have dropping one with Kosuke, dropping one with Devereaux, dropping one with Strife. Me and Strife are doing an interesting thing where he's sending me just the drums and then I'm rapping over it and he's going to add extra layers of music on top of it after I rap on it. I want to do one with Jigsaw Killa, because I have a couple of songs produced over his beats that he produced. And shit, I think there's one or two. Oh, my man Michael, Then What, Vigo Harris. I want to do a project over his beats because it's been too long since I've rapped over a Then What beat. Yeah, so I'm just kind of like looking at it like I want to have projects that have specific sounds, specific vibes, but also like tell a story, overarching, like but with different producers kind of telling that story with me. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, trying to figure out how to drop these basically and how to record them. Finding the time to record them is the most important thing because it's really hard to juggle the music stuff and the YouTube stuff because basically my day is I either have time to do one or the other. I can record some music or I can work on a video. And it's like I have to kind of divide that time, and then it's like also like I want to hang out with Emily. I have to have personal time to just relax and watch shit. So it's like you have to make sure you have that time because I used to drive myself way too hard, and you get to a point where you're just kind of like you're doing it just to do it. Right. You got to make sure you want to do it. That's one of the more important things. You got to make sure that drive isn't like you're forcing yourself to do it. But also at the same time, I'll be the first to say, force yourself to fucking do it sometimes. So I'm a fucking hypocrite. So yeah, it's hard to juggle shit though. That's definitely a real big thing for me right now. Is trying to figure out how to like balance the YouTube with because I don't want to give either of them up. They're both important to me.
Right. So
it's tough. Music's coming though. Music is coming. I just have to record the shit.
Right.
I just gotta make the damn shit. But there's lots of stuff in the fucking process of being recorded right now. Just gotta finish them. My problem is I want to start new things a lot of times when I have stuff I have to finish. All right, sorry for another long-winded answer.
No, you're good. I've actually only got one more.
All right.
Any advice or tips for anyone like me that's starting up new on the UB2Bs?
100%. Keep doing it. Keep trying to find ways to improve. Never be afraid to try new things. If you have an idea and you get the feeling like I should do that, do it right then. If you can do it right then, do it right when you have that drive or that idea. Because that's the carnival or the universe, whatever you want to call it, telling you to do that shit. Pay attention to those little things like that. Yeah, man. Consistency though is like the most important thing. If you wanna have a podcast, try to have a schedule. I can't do a schedule because it just don't work for me. But try to have a schedule. Do it at least once a week if you can. If you're doing regular YouTube videos, you want to try to drop at least a couple a week to get that growing. But if you stop, people will stop caring.
Yeah.
You got to keep going with YouTube shit, especially. You got to keep going. If you stop, people will stop caring. Straight up. There's a lot of times where I will do more lives, and I won't be making the actual content, and I've noticed like the growth just isn't there.
Yeah.
People aren't tuning in as much, or new people specifically aren't finding my shit because the algorithm doesn't push old shit as much. If you drop something new, the algorithm is way more likely to throw it in someone's feed, and that's how you get new people to come in. So you got to keep feeding the algorithm. I hate talking about the algorithm, by the way. That's some fucking cringiest shit ever I can talk about. Anyway, any other questions? That was the last one you said?
That's the last one I
Any
got.
other impromptu ones?
Zabby, you got any?
I wrote mine down on paper.
Yeah, I already asked them.
All of them?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, no, I did.
No more questions?
I guess not.
Y'all want to go to the breakout game?
What?
It's I don't know. It's like this. They put you in this scenario. There's a kidnapping
Oh,
scenario.
that escape room
Oh.
thing?
Yeah, there's a haunted house.
Oh, yeah, the escape room. Yep. I always wanted to do it, but I feel like I'm claustrophobic and it would give me.
It says it on the website. It's like,
I
don't
was- she
worry
was
about
asking
being
me
a
about it last
stranger.
night. I was
It'll
like,
just
yeah,
be you
I
and your
don't know.
team, and they put you in this.
And end up hitting the panic button.
Right.
Yeah, I'm like
I'll do that
super
after,
fucking
like, 6
claustrophobic. I
minutes.
didn't even know I was
Anyway,
claustrophobic
thanks
until I
for
went into a
coming to-
deprivation tank.
Fucking do this
Oh,
for
shit.
me.
Okay, no problem,
Means a
man.
And I
lot.
was like,
Thank you.
oh, this is
You
bad.
want to plug your shit? Where can we find you?
Humble Among on everything.
Literally.
Yeah.
YouTube specifically, though. Go hit the subscribe gimmick on YouTube. Hit the subscribe gimmick over here for this guy.
And ring the bell.
LHRPG, official. You're watching it right now. Just go right below this video and hit the subscribe thing for him.
All right.
All right. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Came about the woods and found myself a carnival. Freaks from each hood rep their set at the carnival. Fun in the sun, it's a party at the carnival. We can be as one, speaking for the carnival. Ain't got a ticket, so they're sneaking in the carnival. All the clowns are wicked, but they don't seem as comical. Think this is a gimmick, it's soaking in my follicles. You don't have to get it, ain't supposed to be logical. Soda pop, raindrops, magic made the pain stop. Cheap pop, double whoop drop, do it like a doo-bop. Jumping off the rooftop, should I say the big top? Straight jugging and it don't stop. Saying this ain't hip-hop, flipped off. You can get hip tossed, no sell your hits off. Marks are getting ripped off, only if you did wrong. If not, it's all good, we can all get along. It could be as it should, we don't have to be misunderstood. If they could, they can't understand that we're sorta good. We're kinda good, ain't all that bad. Celebrating, we're all weird. Ain't no going back, I'm just glad we made it here. Fresh out the forest and found myself a carnival. Built it just for us, carnies working at the carnival. Underneath the moonlight shining at the carnival. You can hear the loons like Jake can hear the carnival. Came about the woods and found myself a carnival. Freaks from each hood rep their set at the carnival. Fun in the sun, it's a party at the carnival. We can be as one, speaking for the carnival.